Hi, guys. So I'm looking at a potential motive for kind of in an open way at who, quote unquote, ever is responsible or had responsibility for John O'Keefe's passing. And even though I believe now with the readings I've gotten and watching some of the trial, I feel that they need to really look at the household. But despite my personal thoughts on it, I tried to keep an open mind and ask, okay, just what would the motive be for whoever this is? Open ended, in the tarot. And the first two cards that I got, and this is a new deck, and I'm sorry, I don't know the name of it. I eventually need to stop and compile a list of the decks that I have from Etsy. And anyway, it's from Etsy. It's a small deck. I really like it. Not a lot of cards either. Probably about 48 or so, maybe. Anyway, the first two cards I got were Brave, right here. This is Brave and Bold. And then I get a card that says Annoyed, Irritated, and Impatient, Frustrated. So then the next two cards are Stress, Worry, Doubt, Scared, Trapped, and Fear. I feel like somebody responded with irritation. I think in some way, not in the way of being brave or bold. I tend to think maybe that was more O'Keefe may have stood up for something or disagreed with something or said something that someone else, took a disagreement with. So the feeling that I'm getting here is that someone may have stood up, especially when I get that's the first card is Brave and Bold. I see someone standing up for or not tolerating something that's immoral or that's just wrong. It leads me to believe maybe he was outspoken and someone, again, I think I get a feeling of someone trying to stand up for something that they perceive as immoral, unethical, unfair, and someone's annoyed by it and irritated and frustrated. And maybe that's why they snapped or said what they did. The next two cards were very interesting that followed Stress, Worry, Doubt, Scared, Trapped, and Fear. This made me feel like this was O'Keefe's feelings. Although potentially it could have been someone who did something to him, their feelings of being trapped and fearful that they're going to be caught or that sort of thing. Perhaps it goes both ways, but regardless, there's a very strong feeling of the very first card then following on the heels of the irritated energy, the frustrated energy that I feel is in a response to someone being brave and outspoken is a card of stress, worry, doubt. Now, maybe this was rethinking what someone stood up for and maybe seeing the response to it, then feeling a real sense of fear and feeling like you're trapped, you're scared, trapped, and fearful of in your environment. I think you can see why that if, let's say, something went down in the home, and this could definitely be a sense of feeling scared and trapped by O'Keefe and rethinking what he had said, maybe with some regret or reconsideration. to do with standing up, what is bravery, or maybe even just the topic. I don't know. It looks like there was definitely some kind, maybe of miscommunication or misunderstanding, or just things went sideways, and you get somebody responding to something that really shouldn't derive hostility. You get a hostile energy right here. And here you have, I wouldn't describe brave and bold necessarily as hostile, because brave is virtuous. It means you're standing up for what is moral and fair and correct. Pardon the wound back, by the way. And the first sense of it was this energy here didn't find reception with this someone standing up for something, and that they're irritated by it. I would only feel that this, yeah, I really do feel that this was more O'Keefe's response of feeling scared and trapped and worried and stressed out and afraid after standing up for, I think, something, or saying something that went against the grain. Here we have too much, losing it, unbearable. That certainly would go a lot more with the irritated card. So this was just like something that somebody just lost their cookies on. And there's regrets, longing, and pining. I think there is regret. I think somebody simply lost their temper. I don't think it was O'Keefe. I think O'Keefe could have said something, stood up for something that he believed in, and something along those lines, and this person just wasn't cool with it. That's what I get. They just weren't cool with it, and it's like, you're in my house, you're saying, I'm kind of getting an attitude when I was picking up on the cards, and I thought, ooh, and I can see why O'Keefe would have felt like, oh crap, I have set off a nuclear bomb here. And I do see someone, this is what the motive is: anger, outrage, pride, and irritation and frustration and impatient with someone. So some kind of disagreement, basically, where someone gets so worked up that they lose it. Literally, this card says losing it. It says unbearable and too much. I think that they take out their anger and their stress, in the wrong manner on the wrong person. We get remorse, guilt, and melancholy. So I do. This is a card of shy, coy, nervous, and then remorse and guilt. I think this person, whoever it is, and I'm not looking at Karen, by the way. I don't think it's her. This doesn't make sense for her. It does make a lot more sense to me as it feels masculine, testosterone, angry. I don't feel like it's her. From the cards, I feel like somebody really had a lot of pride, and something he said where he was standing up for either like the underdog or what is fair or correct. And this is not something that would be like, this is not something where, there should be any question. If you fair is fair, treating people based on who they are, that things like that, not what they look like, so on and so forth. So I'm feeling that there was some kind of a heated conversation or comment, and or an irritation, and then someone saying, hey, whoa, perhaps. Just putting that out there. And it upsetting a masculine, very, I think, angry energy that loses it. I think there's a lot of pride that and ego that's involved, and that's really the what kicked it off. Somebody's irritation to someone showing some kind of bold bravery, not just being bold, but bravery connected. So it makes me feel like they weren't saying anything that was just bold and in the face, but being perhaps what everybody should have a right to be patient about something, not patient, passionate about something that they think is wrong or right. And people should be able to agree to disagree, right? But it doesn't look like this person wanted to let it go, because the cards I got show like this guy realizing, oh no, I feel trapped. Like this person, I can't get out of here. Like this, I'm cornered. And that's what I get. So I'm going to leave that with you. You guys can let me know what you think in the comments below, if you would be so kind. And if you appreciate readings like this, and this is all alleged for entertainment purposes only and for education and learning the symbols of different cards and how you can read them, please give me a thumbs up. Help my algorithm. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next reading. Take care.